Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another video. So I've got my jump bike just in a stand here, and yeah, I've previously done a video on the difference between a jump bike and a BMX, and people really seem to like that. So I've got like a few people message me like what makes a dirt jump bike specifically like a dirt jump bike and makes it like unique for what it's designed to do. And I'm going to explain essentially like what it's designed to do, but yeah, and also run you through how I set mine up, because everyone sets theirs up differently depending on how you like your bike to feel and what frame you run, so that can like make a massive difference. But yeah, hopefully you know you can set yours up or learn something about setting your bike up. But yeah, I think the awesome thing about a dirt jump bike is it's really versatile. Like, it's not just set to do dirt jumps. Like, you can ride skate parks. I ride like indoor skate parks, outdoor skate parks. You can ride street on jump bikes, and obviously it fits the dream on dirt jumps. So you can like also set the bike up specifically more for what discipline you ride the most. I ride sort of all three, so I try and set it up as like a nice in between. And it's also just how my personal preference of how I set my dirt jump bike up. But I think that's what's awesome about it, is it's so versatile and it can just literally ride everything, and it just, yeah, it feels good riding everything as well. So starting off with essentially the most important part of the bike, which is the frame. So a jump bike generally is really compact and short, the geometry of it. So the top tube, the down tube, and the rear end is really short. It's got a really steep head angle, and this is all designed basically so you can throw the bike around, chuck it around, do tricks, do big kickouts on jumps. And yeah, as you can see, it comes with no rear shock, and basically if it does come with a shock, them style bikes are known as a slope style bike. But yeah, and that's why people often relate them to an oversized BMX, is because they are very similar in respect of they're nice and compact, and that's designed for the tricks, and that you can still throw the bike around. Also, you can get different size frames. So this one specifically is a short frame. You can get large frames, and yeah, this one's aluminium. You can get steel. So yeah, moving on to the wheels. On a jump bike, generally speaking, it's either going to be a 26-inch wheel or a 24-inch wheel. I could show a photo on the screen now of a 24-inch wheel jump bike, and yeah, the wheels are basically really strong that come on a jump bike, because they know what's going to go down on it. They know that it's designed to, and it's going to be having heavy impact, so they're built really strong. And generally speaking, like 24-inch wheels are like a lot less common now. Most bikes, or most jump bikes, do come 26, but there still is the odd person that prefers 24, so fair play, keep them trending, but I just prefer 26. Most jump bikes you come across will come with front suspension. They are generally speaking like 110mm travel. You do get rigid jump bikes, but they're less common, a lot less common now, and they usually come more on the 24-inch bikes. But yeah, they're super strong, these ones. They're RockShox dirt jump DJ bikes, so they're specifically made for the jumping, and they're just super solid, can take like a heavy landing, and are literally perfect. Generally speaking, on a jump bike, the stem and the bars will be short as well. Again, it's with the design of it being compact, and you want to be able to feel that you can throw the bike around. You don't want to go and chuck a massive long stem or a long set of bars on there. You want to keep them nice and short. And also brakes, this is obviously a thing of preference. Generally speaking, on a jump bike you do see people just run a rear brake. I run a rear brake, which is a left hand lever. Some people run a rear brake as the right hand lever, but yeah, it's hydraulic. And then as you can see, I run a long hose, and basically the reason for running such a long hose is because when you do bar spins, basically having a longer hose obviously means that you can just do more bar spins. So if you're doing a long run, you can do that without worrying about your hose getting caught up or running out of hose. Out of this long hose, I'll get about 7 bar spins. Jump bikes mostly come with a disc brake. It'll either be a hydraulic disc brake or a cable disc brake. I just prefer hydraulic because they're more reliable and they just feel a lot better. So moving on to the pedals and the cranks, you'll always see flat pedals. You'll never really see a dirt jump rider in cleats. That would just be crazy. And if there's someone out there dirt jumping in cleats, then fair play to you. I run mountain bike cranks, which again you can also ride BMX style cranks as well in jump bikes. I just prefer mountain bike cranks. I just think they feel nicer and they are a bit more lightweight. So with BMX cranks you can actually run a 25 tooth sprocket, but with mountain bike cranks you are limited to running the smallest of a 32 tooth sprocket, but it's just down to what you prefer. Tyres on a jump bike is just down to preference, but I run the Continental Race Kings. As you can see, they're super slick and they're super lightweight, they're strong. These ones also have the hardened sidewall, so it has like the protective bit on the sidewall, and I run them at quite a high air pressure. I run them at 60 psi, and basically that encourages and just helps with the rolling speed and keeps everything nice and solid. The reason that I go more protection is because if you sort of jump and land a bit sideways or off, it doesn't just blow out the side of the tyre. The protection allows you to get away with a lot more sideways action, a bit more of a beating, and yeah, they are a bit more expensive, but I would recommend a protective tyre. Saddle height on a jump bike usually is quite low. You don't want it to be too high because you don't want it to be interfering or getting in the way of doing any tricks or anything like that. So you want it mainly just to be quite low so that you can clamp the saddle for bar spins or suicide no-handers, but yeah, or chilling at the top of the rolling, whatever you decide. So this isn't on every dirt jump saddle or seat. It's got like grippy bits on the side here, which is basically when you clamp to do a bar spin or a suicide no-hander, you've got like a little grip on the side of the seat. So yeah, that's like a really cool design on this seat. So that's what makes a dirt jump bike specific. Pretty sure I covered basically everything which makes that unique for this specific discipline of riding. I'm just going to run you through how I set mine up. So I run my handlebars at 710mm. That's just a good length for bar spins and stuff, and you still have good control of the bike. So with bar length, like I was saying, like I have them quite small for bar spins basically, and like if you're confused to what length to cut them down to and you want to do bar spins, I basically put it up to my seat like this and basically just have them so they're not overhanging my saddle, because if they're like overhanging, by the time you clamp the saddle to do the bar spin, you'll be hitting your bars with your knees basically. So yeah, just make it so it clears your saddle so that when you clamp there's enough clearance. But with the bars, they're 40mm rise, and the stem is, I'll just double check, yeah, the stem's 40mm long as well. So the air on the suspension, I run 160 psi. On the compression, I run that just usually in the middle so that the gauge is just here. Again, it's like a preference thing. This is how I like to run my suspension, but some people will obviously run theirs differently. So I run a 15mm stack, which is one 10mm spacer and then one 5mm spacer. So I have said this, but the tyres I run at 60 psi just for the better rolling speed. So the saddle height is 35mm, like measuring it from there. So there we have it. That's what makes a dirt jump bike unique for its own discipline. I hope I pointed them bits out because there's quite a few things that are different on this that make it unique for this style of riding. So I hope I pointed these out and helped if you're deciding on buying one or just wanted to learn a bit more about one. And I also explained a bit about my setup, which you could take some tips from and use it for yours. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below what you thought, and I'll be doing some more videos, so subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next one.